Let us now see subtraction of a negative integer. Suppose we have an integer 8 and we are asked to, okay, let me just kind of remove this, subtract integer -3 from 5. Now, what we have been told is that we have to subtract an integer which is negative from another integer which is positive. So we have to do basically 5 minus 3. Now this seems to be a bit strange because I know that, we've been doing all the additions till now. So how do I reach this situation? Okay, let me explain this to you on the number line. Now, if I have to subtract -3 from 5, from the number line I note that 5 is here and -3 is here. Right? So what is the distance between these two? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 points. So I can't do simply that I subtract from 5, I -3 is equal to 2, and then I put in a positive sign to it. No, this is not correct. This would have been applicable if I were doing 5 plus -3. This would have been correct at that point in time. Here, I'm not doing a positive thing, I'm doing a negative subtraction. And I know that there are 8 points which are there. So to subtract a negative integer from a positive integer, what we do is we add the additive inverse of this number to the other integer. Now you know that additive inverse of a number is that number itself but with a different sign. So the additive inverse of -3 is going to be 3, and we add this to the earlier number. So I get 5 plus 3 is equal to 8, which is also the correct answer. Now if I have to put this into a rule, then the rule is to subtract a negative integer from a positive integer, we add the additive inverse of the negative number to the positive integer. So what did I do here? I basically had to subtract -3 from 5. So instead of doing the -3, I put on the additive inverse and I added that to 5. Although if you have to kind of simply look at this and don't want to complicate things, then the easiest way here is that whenever you have to subtract a negative number, then minus minus becomes plus, and you just add it. So in subtraction, when you have minus, you have to subtract a negative number from a positive number, then you just add to it. Right? Now, we saw this example. Now what happens in case I have -5 minus -3? Now here the number is not positive. So then what happens? No problem, I put this as -5 plus -3's additive inverse is +3. So I do it like this. And we know that the sum of two, a negative and a positive integer, is what? The difference between the two numbers. with the sign of the number which is larger. So I get -2 as the answer. So basically in this case, we had to subtract the negative integer from a positive integer. But if we have to subtract a negative integer from another negative integer, then first I would add on the additive inverse here, and then do the sum of 2, applying the rules which we have learned in the previous videos. And that's how you get the solution to this thing.